All right, let's see how we can implement the factory method pattern. So here in the controller class, we're going to take the first line and move it to a separate method. So let's define a new method as protected. I'm defining this as protected because I don't want to call this method from outside of this class. This is purely implementation detail, okay? Also, we don't want to define it as private because then we won't be able to override it in subclasses, okay? So protected, view engine. So note that we are referencing our interface here. We are not returning a matcha view engine because we don't want to be tied to this particular implementation. So we return an abstract view engine, and we call this method create view engine. We could also call it get view engine. It doesn't have to be called create view engine, okay? Now, here we are supplying a default implementation, so we return a new matcha view engine. Alternatively, we could define this as abstract, like protected, abstract view engine, create view engine. And then we would force subclasses to override this method. Either way, we are deferring the creation of an object to subclasses, okay? So let's apply a default implementation, great. Now here we're gonna call create view engine, great. That was the first step. Now let's say someone else wants to extend our framework and replace our view engine with a different kind of view engine called Sharp view engine. So back to our project, let's add a new package here. We're gonna call that Sharp. And here we add a new class called Sharp View Engine. This class should obviously implement the view engine interface. Okay. Now here we're going to return a simple string and say view rendered by Sharp. Okay. Now back to our project. In the same package, we're going to add a new controller called Sharp Controller. This controller should extend our base controller class. And here we're going to override the create view engine method. So instead of returning a matcha view engine, we're going to return a Sharp view engine. As simple as that. Now let's test our implementation. So our products controller is currently extending the controller class. So this controller is using the matcha view engine. So let's go to our main method and create a new products controller and then list the products. Take a look. So the view is rendered by matcha. Now we can have our products controller extend the Sharp controller class. And with this, when we run this program, we see view rendered by Sharp. So this is the factory method pattern in practice. With this new structure, we're allowing subclasses to create a different kind of view engine. Now, earlier I told you that the factory method pattern is one of the most misunderstood patterns. A lot of people don't realize that the factory method pattern relies on inheritance. So using inheritance and polymorphism, we're adding flexibility to this design. We are allowing other people to change the type of view engine. The poor way of implementing factory method pattern is using static methods. So a lot of people create a class like view engine factory, and then give it a static method like create view engine. This is not the right way to implement the factory method pattern, because with this structure, we won't be able to change the implementation of the create view engine method, because we cannot override static methods in Java, okay? So once again, using the factory method pattern, we can defer the creation of an object to subclasses, and this is possible through inheritance.